Hello, travel biz owner. Welcome to my corner of the travel industry, the Strategic Travel Entrepreneur Podcast. If you're ready to have fun, be inspired, get clarity, and take action in your travel business, then you're in the right place. Let's jump in. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the podcast. I thought now was a really great time to talk about this lead generation calculator that you may have heard me talking about. And this conversation, discussion, whatever you want to call it, was kind of inspired by me recently attending a pricing for profitability masterclass, but also this has been something that has been on my mind, the whole pricing and pricing structure and making sure that I'm pricing myself accurately to the data, meaning like, what are my business expenses? What are my personal life expenses? What do I have to cover in life? And are my fees and all that accounting for that appropriately? And so I created a lead generation calculator. I believe it was at some point last year. And originally the idea behind the lead generation calculator was for you to figure out, based on your yearly income goal, how many people you needed to talk to based on that goal, based on your conversion rate, based on your average commission rate, how many people you needed to talk to in order for them to convert to clients based on all those numbers. And so the first calculator that I created, because when you download if you download the lead generation calculator, it is completely free. You actually get two calculators. You get the basic yearly income goal calculator, and then you also get the lead generation calculator. But so I started with the lead generation calculator in mind because I feel like we do a lot of things in business without effectively strategizing and using data to make decisions in our businesses. Because we talk a lot of big picture stuff, but we don't reverse engineer how we're actually going to make these things happen. Or, I can't like blanket everybody. Everybody's not like this. But there's many of us who we get into business and we're like, we just want to have fun, or we just want to make money, or we just want to be able to travel, whatever it is. We don't think about strategically, how is this going to generate an income? And I think overall, my personal thought is because many people come into this industry as kind of like a second income, a fun money income. You have a partner or spouse who's able to cover all the bills, so you don't take the business too seriously because you don't have to. It's not depending on your livelihood. And I'm not, I'm not trying to shade anybody or anything. I'm just saying my observations within the industry and the people that I know are in the industry. There's a lot that are in that realm who, for whatever reason, you're lacking confidence in yourself to really hone in on what you should be doing. And that's why I say there's lots of different reasons why, but I can confidently say there's a lot of people in this industry that do not take themselves seriously. And this is not a knock. I just don't think when a lot of people are brought into this industry, myself included, nobody ever told me to calculate how many leads I needed or to come up with an income goal. No one gave me a calculator. None of this stuff existed back then. When you first join the industry, you learn all about the industry, and then it's kind of okay, now go make money. But it's such a broad thing, go make money. Because again, everybody's goals in this business are so different. And so my thought is, if I could help reverse engineer marketing your business to generate sales based off the actual data, the sales that you need to be making, but also based on what you know about your business, how well you convert, what's your average customer spend, that those figures would give you the numbers that you can accurately use to predict, because I can't say it's like a be all end all, but when you input your numbers in these calculators, you can really look down like, oh, you know what? In order for me to have meet my 50,000 a year income goal on a 10% average commission with people who are only converting at 50%, I have to talk to hundreds of people. And I don't have the capacity to talk to hundreds of people. So how can I reduce that capacity? And I'm just like spitting numbers out, but this is what the calculator helps you do. Is you can reverse engineer your business based on that. So is it, if you don't like how many people it is that you have to talk to, meaning how many people you have to network with, create relationships with, because that's really the foundation of marketing your business and visibility of your business, even before we talk about all the other digital marketing efforts, the emails, the social medias and all that. You need to know where your sales are coming from and the numbers from there. So you need to know, and you have to be strategic, because if it says that the lead generation calculator says, well, based on these numbers that you've given me, you need to talk to 100 people this year so that 80 of those people can convert into a paying client. It can also help you diagnose, should you make more commission? Should your average commission be increased? Can you change your preferred supplier mix to do that? Also, like maybe your average client spend is $10,000 per trip. Is there any way, like what does a 15,000 average spend look like? Does that mean that you have to talk to less people? Probably. How many less people does that mean? Or you can also go by tweaking what your conversion rate. If you're only converting at 50%, what types of sales training, sales skills can you develop so that when you get on consultation calls with people, they turn into automatic yeses so that you can increase your 50% conversion rate to 70, 80, 90%. That means that you are selling faster. So you don't need as many people in the pipeline. So when we're talking about like your marketing matrix, really what these calculators help you figure out is that top, that meet, that attract. How are you going to be meeting these people? But as I was making the calculators, and I've kind of refined them a little bit, I've tweaked them recently so that you can figure out what your total income goal is based on commissions and fees, if you do charge fees. But that, like just being able to do that wasn't good enough for me, because anybody can say like, I want to make $100,000 in the year. I want to make $50,000, but do you need to make that much money in the year? And so that's why I created the basic yearly income calculator to go with the lead generation calculator. So in that calculator, it's divided in two sections. One section is your personal expenses. So what are you personally, if you have a partner or if you share household expenses with somebody else, what are you responsible for? Is this the mortgage, the HOA, the different utilities? Is this medical, doctors, savings, investments, all these different things on a personal level that you need to account for. So you go ahead and there's two different columns. So if you have yearly expenses versus monthly expenses, you can divide it up between there. And then the second column is your business expenses. What are you spending in your business? Are you a part of any memberships? Do you have any tech? Are you currently working with any coaches or consultants to help strategize something for you? Are you using Calendly or the paid version of Zoom or Canva? Or anything like that, any sort of business expenses. Did you have to buy a new laptop? Your travel, obviously, is a business expense. Now, I will say, like, caveat here, I am not a financial professional or whatever. I am really just helping you because I think that you need, I know if you have these numbers and you plug and chug them into the calculator already factors in about 30% in tax. So If it's saying that you need to be making $50,000 just to cover all of your expenses, it will factor in the tax. So you may be looking more at $60,000 to $75,000 that you actually need to be bringing in to cover all of your expenses plus the taxes that you need to account for. Why was this important to me? Because I feel like a lot of people just get right down into the marketing and be like, okay, I'm gonna buy these templates, or I'm gonna hire this person, or I want to do this website, or I want to do this and that and whatever. And you're making decisions because you think that's what feels good, but you don't know what actually feels good because you don't know the numbers. So how can you possibly say that you are going to generate revenue if you don't know where your revenue numbers are coming from? Because even when you break down those numbers, the yearly income goal, and when you break down how many leads you need to talk to, maybe part of this process, and I do recommend this, is figuring out what products you are going to sell within your travel business. Is this solo consultations? Is this a certain supplier? Is this a certain type of trip? Like, is there something that's going to get you to your income goal faster? And I say that because now that you know, like, we'll keep it with the $50,000, you know you have to be making $50,000 in commission or fees every single year. So roughly, that is $500,000 in sales. So if I have my handy dandy calculator here, that means you need to be selling $42,000 a year. It's like 41,666, but you need to be selling $42,000 a month. I'm sorry if I said a year. You need to be selling $42,000 worth of product. And I do talk about this from more of the travel advisor side. So if you are a supplier or if you are a coach that doesn't utilize commissionable things, apologies. I am working, like, that's another phase of the calculator that I would like to include. But what products are going to get you to sell that $42,000 every single month so that you can be making that $500,000 in total revenue, which will come out to being $50,000 in profit, not net, just profit from your commissions. And again, like, if I talk about fees, it's going to get a little bit complicated. So I just want to talk strictly about commissions. So if you are the type of person that has a lot of time, maybe you can work with a lot of different clients, and maybe you can go to different networking events to meet clients. If you don't have that much time, like if you are somebody that's working on a part-time basis because you have a full-time income already and you're trying to grow the business, maybe you have to work a little bit more efficient and sell higher end products, or sell a lower end product to more people, aka like a group type of event. So when we're thinking of that, so we have to sell $42,000. $42,000 in revenue every single month to make that $500,000 in revenue. What kinds of products can get you there super fast? Because $42,000, I could see this as maybe like 5 to 6 couples-ish. And that's, I'm like, ish, going on a river cruise together. So could you sell 5 to 6 river cruises every single month where the couples would be spending about like $8,000 to $10,000 a month? Maybe this is a luxury African safari. Maybe this is that they're going to Tahiti, or maybe this is an expedition cruise. And this is like why you need to know your numbers. Why I'm really getting down to it, because you have your yearly income goal. You know how many people you need to be talking to. You're able to evaluate and strategize. Okay, these are the types of products, or these are the types of people that I want to sell to. Then you can start creating your sales planner that will funnel into your marketing strategy. If you say that you need to sell 5 to 6 river cruises every single month to make that target goal, how are you going to be marketing on the different channels? Are you going to be presenting at the library every month? Are you going to be networking with a community or service organization and briefly dropping in that this is what you do? Are you going to a mutual business owner networking type of event where you can discuss a little bit of some of the amazing benefits of river cruising in the different destinations or different new river cruise products? And that is how you create an effective marketing strategy, a strategic marketing strategy. It's not that you go on social media and start posting whatever it is because you need to start generating revenue. It is because you know your numbers. There is so much power in knowing your numbers. And I want to make sure that you equip yourself well, because I want this industry to do so much better and be so much better and be stronger and united. And I don't want people to keep saying like those exist. I just saw that in a Facebook group recently, like travel agents still exist. And I'm like, it's flippin' 2023. Are we really still asking that question? And the only way that we can ask that question is if more of us are able to take ourselves seriously, which means we need the tools in order to be able to take ourselves more seriously. And that is what I want to help provide. So if you're interested in getting the free lead generation calculator, breaking down all of your expenses, I will include the link in the show description so you can grab that and start breaking things down. Once you have broken that down and you're like, oh darn, I know she told me all this stuff in the podcast, but I'm not really sure where to go to from here. And if you need a separate set of eyes on your things and to help you strategize a little bit better, feel free to reach out to me through a free complimentary discovery call. It's only 20 minutes. We can discuss what your needs are, and then I can pair you up and see what the support products that I offer, either consultation packages or content creation packages, might really fit. There's absolutely no obligation. I really want to be here to serve and assist you. And if a 20-minute consult is going to give you a little bit of direction and we can move forward, or we don't, you just listen here on the podcast and get your little tidbits from me, I am happy regardless, because that means I have helped you in one small way. Alrighty, I will again include all the details in the show notes so that you have all of the information. But please, please, please make data-driven decisions moving forward from these calculators. I hope they provide you with so much help and tons of insight into how to move your business forward. Until next time, thanks for joining me on the podcast today. Remember to check out the show notes for all relevant links and resources from today's show. See you next time.